Today the lecture is about the aquaculture. What is aquaculture and what type of aquaculture is present in today? Aquaculture or aqua farming is the rearing, breeding and harvesting of aquatic species such as aquatic animals, fish, crustaceans, mollusks, aquatic plants, algae and other organisms. Production of fish through farming, rearing in confined waters following prescribed procedures to yield higher returns in terms of number, weight through definite management practices and control over the stock. Aquaculture normally involves rearing of organisms from fry, spat, or juveniles. In aquaculture, we are discussing about all the animals that are living in aqua, that is water. So we will discuss it about the culturing of all the living animals that live in the water. Historical perspective. What is the historical perspective of aquaculture? An ancient farming enterprise used the aquaculture. First ever attempt was for hobby. It wasn't for the economical purposes. Remained multi-locational and isolated in past. Each location evolved its own pattern. Romans believed to have reared fish in circular ponds. In previous eras, Romans used the circular ponds for culturing a fish. England, 1500 AD, carp culture was introduced. Firstly, carp culture was introduced in England. Chinese carried with them their traditional knowledge of carp culture to the countries they migrated, like Malaysia, Taiwan, Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. All these places used the carp culturing, and now it is very much famous in these areas. Ongoing process until in recent times, species are being cultured by adopting a myriad of standardized practices and sites when they are most suited. Reasons for development. What are the reasons behind these developments that are present in today's world? Civilization demanded more nutritional food. We have already discussed how much nutrients are present in fish. So, the nutritional value of fish is very important for its development. Need for alternative food for man. So man need a lot of protein for its surviving. Fish is a good source of protein, high productivity. In comparison to agriculture or veterinary practices, aquaculture has been found to be productive. Integrated farming, aquaculture with agriculture, horticulture, or animal husbandry is found to be more profitable. Recycling. Aquaculture gives efficient means of recycling domestic and agriculture waste and thus helps in protecting our environment. Types of aquaculture. Aquaculture is divided into different types, but it is depending on different aspects and situations involved in culture practices on the basis of water used. Freshwater aquaculture, brackish water aquaculture, and marine water aquaculture. You know well about freshwater is used in regular routine, and marine water is the water in which the minerals are present in more amount than the fresh water, and the brackish water is in between fresh water and the marine water. On the basis of intensity, that is the number of fishes that we are culturing in our water, is the extensive culture, intensive culture, and the semi-intensive culture. Next is on the basis of water temperature, cold water fish, warm water fish, and the cold water fish. On the basis of species stock for farming, species culture, and the monosex culture, and polyculture or composite culture. On the basis of enclosure used for the culture. There must be a specific place where we can culture the fishes. So these are the places where we can culture. That is first one is the pond culture, pen culture, cage culture, and raceway culture, recirculating aquaculture. And all these places are different according to the different species. On the basis of different farm integration, This division is according to the integration or the integration of different farms with the fish culturing. First one is fish farming with the agriculture. In agriculture, we can use rice, mushroom, or sericulture that can be integrated with the fish pond. Livestock integrated farming. In livestock, well, dairy farms, cattle, pig, poultry, duck, and all these can be integrated with the fish culture. Now we will discuss in detail on the basis of intensity. First one is the extensive culture. What is the extensive culture? Least managed culture practice, because it is present in natural environment, so you do not need to manage it very much. Modest yield raised on natural food. Ponds are of large size. No supplement feeding or fertilization is required. No scientific methods are used to increase yield. 500 to 2000 kg per hectare low yield. How extensive culture is different from the intensive culture, or what is the intensive culture? Intensive culture is the culture in which a well-managed form of culturing is present. Ponds are smaller in size, but in extensive culture, ponds are larger in size and natural environment is present in the extensive culture. Artificial food and fertilizers are required, but in extensive natural food is required. Modern techniques and scientific methods are used in high investment. Total fish production is very high, that is 6000 kg per hectare, but in extensive culture, total production is very low. Third type is the semi-intensive culture. All these types are on the basis of intensity. In semi-intensive culture, this practice stands between extensive and intensive culture. Natural food developed by fertilization without supplemental feeding. Adoption of mid-level technology, medium level inputs and medium level of production. Here, certain amount of management is required and the net profit is in between the above two. Harvest about 2500 to 10,000 kg per fish per hectare. On the basis of water, cold water fish culture that can be cultured below the 20 degrees Celsius. For example, the rainbow trout. Warm water fish culture of fishes between 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. For example, carps. Cool water fish culture. Those fishes tolerating between 20 to 25 degrees Celsius are cultured. For example, tilapia. Freshwater culture, farming of aquatic animals and plants in water having salinity of 0.5 ppt, less than the 0.5 ppt. A freshwater aquaculture includes culture of various economically important aquatic organisms in small impoundments. The main breeding target are fish breeding shrimp consisting of macrobrachium and the hen and prawn and the crabs. Brackish water. What is the culturing in brackish water and what is the brackish water? Is a mixture of seawater and the fresh water. The salinity less than 30 ppt. Estuaries, backwater, creeks and mangroves or waterways are in brackish in nature. Brackish water areas are rich in oxygen and plankton. Brackish water organisms such as milkfish, chenos, lates, calcarifers, prawns, mussels, etc. can be cultured in various ways such as in tidal pond, pens, cages or by the rack, raft or rope culture, mainly in case of oysters. Next is mangroves, crabs, sila, serrata are also cultured in shallow brackish water regions by constructing bamboo cages. Next is the mariculture. Farming of the aquatic animals and plants in seawater is marine water farming or mariculture. Maximum salinity, no significant daily seasonal variations is present in mariculture. Long coastal and open sea area offers wide scope for culture operation of fin fishes and shellfishes. For the culture of fish, prawns and lobsters, floating cages are used. Seaweeds are also widely cultured with the help of nets or the webbings. Mollusk culture is the type of mariculture done in open sea water on racks, raft or the longliness. Oyster, clams, mussel, scallops are major groups of the mollusk form cultivated. Next is the division on the basis of species stock for the farming. First one is the monospecies culture. Only one species reared in a culture system. Carnivore species, for example, cannibalism starts, for example, trout, tilapia, catfish, carps, and shrimp. Next is the monosex culture. Culture of the either male or female fish. For example, male tilapia grows faster than the female, so beneficial and the productive way is the monosex culture, in which the tilapia grows very fast. Next one is the polyculture or the composite fish culture. Two or more different fish species are farmed. Omnivore species, for example, Indian major carp plus Chinese carp, including grass carp, mud carp, silver carp, common carp. Polyculture practices give higher yield than the monoculture. The principal requirement for different species for polycultures are the different feeding habits, should occupy different columns in a pond system, should attain marketable size at the same time, should be non-predatory in behavior. If these characteristics are present in species, so they can be culturing in poly environment. Next is the on the basis of enclosure used for the culture. Pond culture or the breeding and rearing of fish in natural or artificial basins is the earliest form of aquaculture. Now widely spread. Common method of fish culture. Water is maintained in an enclosed structure by artificial construction of the dikes. Water is maintained in enclosed structures that called dikes. Commonly raised species in freshwater ponds are the carps, tilapia, catfish, snakehead, eel, trout, goldfish, trout, and the giant freshwater prawn macrobrachium. In brackish water pond, common species include milkfish, mollusks, and the different types of shrimps. The more popular species for culture in marine ponds are the sea bass, yellowtail rabbitfish, and the marine shrimps. In this diagram, you can see the pond where the fishes are cultured in fresh water. So this is the freshwater pond culture. Thanks for watching.